At the age of kindergarten, the day after my birthday, I went and got a library card. I do have fond memories of that place because it was my place. Through life circumstances and some trouble with my mental health, I ended up losing my career job. Ended up on a mat on the floor at the shelter, but I left a couple of bags locked up in the staff locker, and by the time I went back, it was missing. And the library said that I owed over $80. To me, it was outrageous because it just wasn't in my scope at that time. So I let it go and felt bad about coming back to the library. Didn't feel quite at home like I used to.
For a lot of people, the library and what they borrow from there is sort of like a lifeline, sometimes in a very little sense. When we mention a fine to somebody, it always breaks you a little bit because you know the impact it has on somebody. That $10 to you and I, that's like the cost of a really fancy coffee. But for that person, that means maybe 2-3 days worth of meals.
It might be folks who are already having to do a lot to survive. They come in, they use us once, something bad happens, and they owe this huge amount of money, and they're really frustrated that this thing that we sold as like a really positive experience turned into a debt.
It was just kind of dealing with mental illness that had escalated to a point where I wasn't managing it. I knew that I had all of these books that were sitting in my bedroom that I needed to return. I just felt so overwhelmed. Like, oh, it's so shameful. It's just another example of how I can't manage myself as a human being.
They're attaching the monetary aspect of the fine to their own moral failing.
When I first got the library card, we would borrow a bunch of books, and some he would like, some he wouldn't, some we read more, some less. So managing all that, it was just like one more thing that I just didn't need. And eventually I just returned everything and I said, okay, I'm not doing it because I can't manage it. It felt unfriendly, not very welcoming and inviting.
The fine forgiveness program was in the midst of occurring. I think my feelings when I saw that was relief. It's just simple, non-judgmental, easy thing to do.
I jumped on it, and then I applied probably that same day that I heard about it.
Yeah, it was a big relief. It was a big relief.
One of the library's true beliefs is the idea of access for all, and that literally is really what it means, access for all.
I'm a huge proponent of education and lifelong learning. And this is the place that is a stream of lifelong learning. You need to have libraries